Hey guys. I said hey a little too early, I'm still getting situated. But hello, welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be a chat, get ready with me, but I'm extra excited because I asked you guys on Instagram for like very random things to chat about, and I gave some examples of like music, movies, 90s, holidays, nostalgia, just like things like that. And you guys asked such fun questions, and I'm like so excited about this. I'm gonna roll right into it because there's so many questions I want to get to. I'm using a little Laneige. And I have some things to film today, so I'm gonna be doing my makeup anyway, so it's like random chat with me. Let's do it! I will have everything I'm using down below if I like skip over something or you know how it goes. So many people asking me if I'm having another baby. Please stop asking me that. I don't know. Not right now. First question, one of the first ones that came in that I was like, yes, this is gonna be a fun video. Somebody said Nickelodeon game shows, particularly which one you wanted to be on. I'm using the Elf Halo Glow situation. So I was like, I gotta think about this, but then I was like, no, I don't. Because it's Figure It Out. I was obsessed with Figure It Out. It was definitely my favorite. I enjoyed Double Dare, but like, I didn't want to get that messy. I liked Legends of the Hidden Temple, but I didn't like love it. I loved Figure It Out. I loved Summer Sanders. I wanted to be on it even though I don't know like what my hidden talent or secret would have been. I looked so forward to it. So that is definitely the answer. Actually, when this question came through the other day, and me and Bradley were talking about it, he threw on an episode that he found on YouTube and we watched the whole thing and I had the best time. And I told him the story of when I was little, maybe like 8, 9. We went to, or maybe I was younger than that, I don't know. We went to Universal Studios Florida, which at that time they filmed all the Nickelodeon stuff, and we went on some sort of like backlot tour thing, and they took us to like view the Figure It Out studios, and I was so excited. And it was like this hallway that you like looked into the room, and there were these big like pillars covered in like carpet type situation, and I was so focused on the Figure It Out set that I ran into it and fell to the ground on this whole like, because it wasn't just us on the tour, it's like a whole ride thing, and I was so embarrassed and I still remember that to this day. But yeah, definitely Figure It Out. I'm using my Nude Sticks stuff, foundation, whatever you want to call this. Which you guys, I want a BB cream. If you have a BB cream that you think I would like, my favorite was the NYX one that they discontinued. I should just try another one from NYX because I'm sure they'd be similar. But if you have a suggestion, let a bitch know. Let me grab another question or chat topic. Somebody said, thinking of moving to California, what is the best thing about living in California? Well, I am a California native. I was born and raised in LA, which I know that shocks people. I think people, well, my parents are from the South, so I think people think like, oh, she's Southern. I don't know. I'm a weird mix of things, but I was one of the like random people that was born and raised here. Somebody else asked like if I ever have plans of leaving, or like if I would ever move out of California. Never say never, but probably not. And the two reasons why. Disneyland and In-N-Out, which I know In-N-Out is in other places now, but like I love being by those things. It's also just all I've ever known. And yeah, as far as like my arguments for California, those are two of them. It gets really hot. That's not great. Well, I mean, I guess in LA, in Northern California, I don't really know. You know, it definitely has its downsides. It's expensive. It's hot. I'm not really a beach person, which again is weird for growing up in LA, but I'm not. But you got the beach. We also love, and we plan on like exploring this more as Milo gets older, but like I love how many travel destinations we can just quickly drive to. Like Santa Barbara, Palm Springs, San Diego. We love all of those. We went to Arroyo Grande last year. That was great. Just like easy, even like 2-hour to like 5-6 hour road trips that are easy to get done. We definitely want to like explore more of California for like vacations and quick trips and all that when we can. Need to know if you collected anything weird AF as a kid. Mine was business cards. The only thing that came to mind, and I really did collect these, was like little erasers, which it's still kind of in me. I went to Target the other day and I was looking at the dollar section, and they had just bags of like summer fruit erasers, and I was like, God, I want these, but I will not use them. There's no point. But it's just instilled in me. And I used to, well, first of all, in Santa Clarita where I grew up, it's still there, but they changed the name, but there was a place called Mountasia. It's basically like an arcade. I'm using my Flower Beauty concealer, by the way. An arcade. They had laser tag, like a bunch of stuff, but they had games that you could play and win tickets. And I would trade all those tickets, like pretty much all of them, for little erasers. And then I would go home and in like the little doorway of my room, set up a fake shop where you could buy the erasers, because you certainly were not allowed to keep them. But you'd have to give me some money and then you could pretend you were buying an eraser. I don't know. I loved playing shop as a child. Like, I definitely think I have a collector gene in me. Like, look at my nail polishes, look at like what my makeup collection used to be. Just now my like more minimalistic, let's have less mindset stops me from collecting things, but it is definitely fun. Love this question. Out of the ladies on Sex and the City, whose apartment would you want to live in? And again, I read this question out loud to Bradley. Bradley's always, when you guys, by the way, ask me questions for a Q&A, he always goes through them because he likes to read them. So we were going through these and I said, I'm using my NARS Laguna Cream Bronzer. This thing is life-changing. I said the obvious answer is Charlotte's apartment post Trey. Fancy ass, like $1 million apartment. Because it's gorgeous and, you know, it's a nice apartment. But after like really thinking about it, like Miranda's apartment that she buys is fine. I don't like either of Samantha's apartments. She has that like a dark vibe red one at first, and then she buys the one in the meatpacking district, and it's just not my vibe. So I think the answer is so cliche, but it's Carrie's. Carrie's apartment is just so homey and cozy. She lives in like a historic brownstone area. She has that cool feature of like the walk-in closet into the bathroom that also leads to the front door. She has a cute little kitchen. Like, it's just, that's the appropriate answer. Loved that question though. And as of today, as I'm filming this, the new, like the first season or first episode of the new season of And Just Like That just came out. So I don't know if Bradley's interested in watching it, but we'll watch that tonight or I'll watch it later. You guys, Physicians Formula sent me a little PR package the other day, which I still can't believe they sent me PR. Like, literally, God bless. It's a new contour palette. It's the Butter Bronzer Contour Palette. It comes in 2 shades. This is the lightest shade. So let's try it out. I'll just put a little bit of powder bronzer on top of what I already did. I think it's just gonna be like the same as my butter bronzer. Should I like swirl the two? Let's do that. I don't know, now I'm nervous. Oh no. Oh no, you guys. Oh no. Oh no. Get some off the brush. She'll be bronzed and glowy today, guys. Ooh, okay. It's still quite bronzy. I don't have any color yet. It was the tannest I've ever been in my life. Oh, well, actually, that's after my honeymoon in Hawaii. That was quite literally the tannest I've ever been. But also the year I was pregnant, 2 years ago, because I was pregnant in the heat of the summer, my pelvis was in so much pain, so I would spend so much time at the pool. Like, I made Bradley take me every day and we'd be there for at least an hour. Sometimes I'd go twice a day just because that was the only place I felt comfortable was in water to like lift the weight off my pelvis. And looking back at even my time hop now, because it's mid-June and it's still so nice out, which I'm not complaining because I know in probably about 2 weeks I'll be so hot that I just can't stand it. So I'm not complaining. It's just very odd. So like, we haven't even been to the pool this year, haven't gone swimming at all. So I'm like looking forward to using some of my summer foundations. Just like foundations I have that are too dark for me for the rest of the year, but I haven't been able to use it yet because I have no color. But we are going to North Carolina in a few weeks, so hopefully I'll get a little color. I don't know. I know you danced hip hop, but do you have any favorite hip hop songs? Maybe not hip hop, but like R&B. Like, holy crap. 2000s R&B, like specifically one of my favorite albums of all time is Full Moon by Brandy, 2002. Incredible. The other day, Bradley came home and he was like, I heard a song I liked today, and I Shazammed it and it was Craig David. And he had like, I'm trying to get this open. I've been using this as eyeshadow. This is the Physicians Formula Butter Glow Pressed Powder, but it's in the darker shade. It only comes in 2 shades. And I have been using it as a bronzer and it's nice. It has a little bit of glow to it, but I've really been enjoying, oh, that is the wrong brush. I just used my powder brush and put bronzer all over it. Whoops. But I've really been enjoying using it as an eyeshadow. Just like in my crease. Love it because this nude stick stuff does crease on me, as you can see happening. But anyway, he was like, I heard a Craig David song, so we've been listening to Craig David, which has just been great for me. My dance teacher, choreographer, like the guy who owned our dance studio, was a former dancer and choreographer for Janet Jackson, so lots of Janet, lots of Brandy, and just like 2000s R&B will always make me feel incredible. Somebody said, were you a Lisa Frank fan? What was your favorite design? Hell yes, I was. And I was really like trying to think about it, and I feel like it's blurred a little bit because they did bring Lisa Frank back. And I don't know if like the designs are new or if they're old. What came to my mind was, first of all, the Trapper Keepers, like the binders, like, oh my God. But what came to my mind were like the little pink and purple kittens. I think they were like little cats. I can picture the tiger, like the panda bear, the unicorn, the dolphins, like, ugh, all of it was just so good. So yes, I loved Lisa Frank. I always had a Lisa Frank binder if I could help it. I'm using this e.l.f. Putty Glow blush that I've really been enjoying. It's in the shade Maui. I'm just loving cream blushes right now, and I have a whole list of new ones that I want to buy too. Oh my god, somebody said they want to talk about the lost submarine. By the time this video is up, by the time I'm filming this, they are out of oxygen and they haven't been found. And it has been like, it's been such a bummer. Cause I see the memes and I get it, like how dumb do you have to be to go down and do it? But at the same time, it's still really, really sad. Like 5 people lost their lives, and that's really just such a bummer. If for some reason you don't know what I'm talking about, or you're watching this video years down the line, I'm talking about the Ocean Gate Titan something. It's like a submarine that will take you down to see the Titanic. It's an 8-hour journey in this tiny ass submarine that doesn't really have any safety regulations. It's controlled by a knockoff PlayStation remote. Like, it just seemed really sketch. It cost $250,000 a person to be on board, and it just like I'm on TikTok way too much, so I've been following this very closely. Just people predicting like, oh well, they have to be found by this time because they only have an oxygen tank that will last them 4 to 5 days. Oxygen ran out 4 a.m. this morning my time, so they're out of oxygen. They haven't been found, but the night before they found them doing Morse code like every 30 minutes. Like, it was steady every 30 minutes, so they were like, this is them for sure. It's also hard to know like what's real and what's not, because I'm just watching all these videos. I don't know your credits. I don't know like your credentials. I don't know if I can trust what you're saying or not, but I saw something that said there's only 3 vessels in the world that are capable of pulling up this submarine from they think they're caught on the ocean floor, and none of them could get there in time. So it's incredibly sad. I have been incredibly invested. I was really hoping for a happy ending of like getting them out at the last minute. It would have made like an incredible movie that would have like starred Tom Hanks, but it is incredibly sad. I know one of the people on board was only a 19-year-old kid. He went with his dad, and it just is really sad. And so I'm thinking of them and their families. You literally couldn't pay me any amount of money. I cannot be bought to do that. You could not pay me any amount of money to go do that. I've also seen it in conversation of like, let's let the Titanic rest. Like, let's leave her alone. Let's let the souls rest. Like, we don't need to learn any more about the history or the science of it. Like, we know what we need to know. We have the beautiful footage from the movie. Like, let's leave her. Let's love her and leave her alone. You know, we respect her, but it's just like, what do you know what I mean? What do you gain by going down there? It's just, I don't know. It kind of rubbed me the wrong way once I started thinking about it. But yeah, that whole situation was just wild to follow. And I haven't been on TikTok yet today, so I haven't seen like any updates, but yeah, I have been following closely. It is wild and it is sad. Somebody said, what is one food from the 90s you would want brought back, parentheses, like the purple ketchup? Which Bradley had no idea what the purple ketchup was, and I was like, you don't remember the squeeze bottles of green and purple ketchup? I actually spend a wild amount of time thinking about this because there's like really great BuzzFeed articles that like have the pictures of all the food you forgot about. My main one are the shark gummies. I think they were made by Betty Crocker. It's like a whole life mission to find that taste, and I found something pretty close in the Scandinavian swimmers from Trader Joe's. The blue ones in there taste pretty close to those, but man, just something else me and my sister talk about all the time are they were the Philadelphia cheesecake bars. Jeez Louise, like I could still taste it. It was so good. I always see the Choco Taco in those lists, but I think they still make Choco Taco. You just have to like find them, kind of like the Nestle Crunch Bar. The other day my sister showed up. She was thirsty before she got here, so she like pulled off to get a Coke. Well, I don't have Coke, so if she wanted Coke, that's whatever. So she got a Coke and she handed me a Nestle Crunch ice cream bar, which is my favorite, and I can never find them. I was like, where the hell did you find this? And she's like, a random gas station. So I think the Choco Taco is still out there and I can taste it in my mouth. Dunkaroos were a huge one, but they brought them back and I have had one. They're not as good as I remember, but still pretty freaking good. But yeah, the 2 main ones that I think about all the time are the shark gummies and the Philadelphia cheesecake bar. Somebody said, tell us more about your childhood. I loved the bit about you being in a 90s hip hop video. Well, it wasn't 90s. I'm not that old. I had a very happy, pleasant, incredible childhood thanks to my parents. I did grow up dancing. You guys, I filmed a frequently asked questions video like probably over a year ago, and I wanted B-roll for it from some VHS tapes, but I don't know how to do that. It's just sitting, it's mostly edited, it's just sitting in my Final Cut Pro. Do you still want to see that? But it answers like every frequently asked question. So yeah, maybe I'll throw that together and just get that up. But yeah, if you're curious about the dancing, I grew up dancing mostly hip hop, like I said. I lived in Santa Clarita, like a suburb of LA, but close enough to LA, and I had a good enough teacher that like knew all the cool people. So we had Marty Kadolko come teach us, who still is, well, if Justin Timberlake does anything, Justin Timberlake's choreographer, Tabitha Napoleon, just like really incredible hip hop teachers. And I really thought I was gonna grow up and be a hip hop dancer. Like I was positive. Like I was like, that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, I stopped dancing in high school. I was on 3 dance teams my junior year and just got burnt out of it, and I didn't join any of them again, which I kind of regret, just like stopping dancing in general. That wasn't like the last of it, because I did end up going to musical theater college. My life is random, like hearing this out loud. So I did dance in college, but like I stopped pretty cold turkey just because I was just over it. Which good for me for respecting myself and my wishes and whatnot, using the Bambi eye, obviously. But yeah, I liked school. I was always good in school. I didn't hate school, but I really lived for after school to go to dance. And that was like where my friends were. That's what I cared about most. Let me just throw this on the other eye and then I'll get another question. I'm hungry. I'm like ready for lunch, but it's only 10 a.m. Milo's been waking up so early. He woke up at like 5 today, so. Somebody said, what is your take on the live action Disney movies? Are you a fan? Honestly, not really. I haven't seen Little Mermaid yet. We don't really get to go to the movies right now, just with where Milo's at in life. I will make it happen for the Barbie movie. I will pull a babysitter card for that. Somebody can watch my child. I need a little bit of powder. Is this like a bronzing powder or... Here we go. Oh. No, that's okay. But I haven't seen Little Mermaid yet. I've seen really mixed reviews and like heard mixed reviews from like my friends. So I don't know. I've heard like the new songs from it, which I don't understand why they didn't just use the ones from the musical, because I like those ones. I will at least check out Halle Bailey because I want to support that. I think everything I've seen of her, like she's like the perfect Ariel. She's so sweet and voice of an angel, and I want to support that. But as far as like Disney remakes in general, I'm usually a no thanks. Like the Lion King one, not even Beyonce could save it. The only one that is worth your time is the first one, I think, which is the Cinderella one. It is stunning. Lily James is everything a Cinderella. It's a beautiful movie. That one is worth my time. I also didn't hate Aladdin, but I just like some of them I hate, but a lot of them are just like, I didn't need that to exist. That was, you know, it doesn't need to exist. Sometimes they get the casting really, really right, and sometimes they don't. You know, stop making remakes. I thought this the other day. Give me a damn Aida movie, like the musical. It's Disney and Elton John. Like, give me the movie of Aida. It would be stunning. It's a bit of a tragedy. It'd be a little bit of a dark movie, but I don't care. Let's spend money on telling new stories, you know? And I've heard that like, oh, they have to make the remakes to keep the rights or something. Who knows what's true? For the most part, I'm in the camp of like, I would not be upset if they stopped making the remakes. They teamed up with Tim Burton and Danny Elfman to make my favorite Alice in Wonderland, and I hate those movies. I hate them. I'm so sorry to everyone involved. Hate them. Ooh, got a glob of, oof. There we go. I really feel like they made my color in the Gimme Brow darker. Like it does, I don't know. Somebody said you're on death row, what's your last meal? One time I told my dad like what my death row meal would be. He's like, they're not going anywhere for you. They're just gonna cook it for you there. I was like, oh. But if it was my last meal and I could choose, it would be In-N-Out, a number 2 plain with a Coke, and then I'd like a Pop-Tart. I would love a cherry or wild berry Pop-Tart if you got one. Oh, by the way, this was like the point of them sending me the package. It's the new Physicians Formula Butter Brazilian Brow Lift Brow Gel. I really like the spoolie of it. I used it once the other day and it held my brows in place. So yeah, I'll keep using it and let you know, but so far so good. If you could be in any Broadway show, which one, what character, and why? I have a lot of dream roles. Like the ultimate dream role would probably be Ariel. But that's so cliche. Okay, the ultimate answer, and like you don't have to believe me, but if you really needed me to, I mean, I'd have to learn the blocking and the choreography, but like I could play Christine Daae in Phantom of the Opera tonight. Like I could get it done. I love that show. Phantom is like the cliche answer, but it is my favorite musical. I feel like you're either a Les Mis person or a Phantom person, and I am a Phantom. Bradley's a Les Mis person, so we'll see what Milo decides. Yeah, I feel like this eyebrow looks crazy, so if it does, just don't look at it. But yeah, Christine, oh my god, I could do it tonight if you needed me. Call me, I'll be there. But one of my favorite shows of all time is Sideshow, and I would love to be in it. Those songs are like really belty and high and hard to sing. I would want to be Violet, which is the one that sings higher. That's the only reason why. I feel like ultimately Daisy has the better part, but I like the Violet harmonies more and that whole thing. But like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I like really dark and sad musicals. I mean, I like the happy ones too, but a lot of my favorites are really dark. Like Phantom, Sideshow, Into the Woods. Like, I also really want a parade movie. I want Ryan Murphy to do it. Give it to me like accurately. Like, make it dark. Throw Ben Platt in there. I don't care. But I want a parade movie and I want it now. But yeah, as far as my dream roles, Ariel, Christine Daae, Violet Hilton. Love that question, thank you. I'm pretty much done with my makeup, but we're gonna still answer questions until Milo needs to take it out. Oh my word. Oh, I do want to set it though. I've been loving it. It's almost gone. But the Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray from Charlotte Tilbury. I gave like a full review of this in my last favorites video. I'll link it up in the corner. Somebody said what happened with the bees that came through the chimney. I have a vlog coming and it will all be in that. If you saw on Instagram, we had a swarm of bees in our living room that we learned were coming through the fireplace because they were swarming in the chimney. I will update you fully on that in that vlog. What was your favorite 90s/Y2K music video? My favorite, I mean, Thriller, you know, favorite music video of all time, get it, it's the best one. My personal favorite music video ever is Slave by Britney Spears. Like, it is a hot, sweaty mess, like literally, like they're so sweaty. The choreography cannot be matched, and I learned it. I still have it, but I have this Britney Spears DVD that came out, I think with like technically the 4th album. It was like the greatest hits with like My Prerogative and all that, but it had all this like extra footage on side B, and it was a clear, they don't cut away shot of the dance. And I stood in my room for hours and mirrored it and learned it because that's my party trick. I did it at my wedding, which is wild, but I did, and I don't regret a thing. I put it on, oh, I should put it on TikTok now. Maybe I'll be TikTok famous. I put it on Twitter. It got like over 500,000 views. And then Britney Spears' page made me take it down, which now we know was not Britney Spears. She would never. But anyway, that music video is like, she looks at her stomach. Oh my God, absolute goals. Like, that's just the one. That's my fave. This is fun. Top 3 Halloween and Christmas movies. That's also hard. Well, okay, I consider Nightmare Before Christmas to be a Halloween movie. We can argue about that a different day, but you're wrong. It's a Halloween movie. So Hocus Pocus, Nightmare Before Christmas. There's so many good ones. By the way, I have a whole Amy's 31 Nights of Halloween movie list on my website that we've done together, I think 3 years now. I'll link it down below this year if you want to follow along. I always update it on where things are streaming, and I have links. You could buy the movies if they're not streaming anywhere, but like things like Casper, Beetlejuice, Coraline. Oh, easy. My other favorite is definitely Disney's version of Sleepy Hollow. That is my favorite cartoon of all time. It is so good. Like, it's as my dad always says, it's better than it needed to be just for like a little cartoon, but certainly that. But yeah, I'll have that list down below because we're getting so close, you guys. We're getting so close. Christmas. Definitely Christmas Vacation, definitely Elf. I think I need to like have the list in front of me to know. Oh, and Santa Claus probably. Like, damn, I love all those. I have a Christmas list too. I will link my website down below so you can check it out. Childhood comfort food you still make today. The only thing I could think of are like holiday related things, like my mom's mac and cheese, which I have a video on. It's so easy. It's like Kraft mac and cheese. My dad's sausage bowls. I also have a video on that. Now I want both of those. What were 5 of your favorite TV shows from the 90s? My childhood is a blur because I was born in 89, so I turned 10 in 99, so I feel like a lot of what I consider my childhood in the 90s was actually early 2000s, but my favorite shows in the 90s, pretty sure The Amanda Show was in the 90s. I was obsessed with Kablam. I was obsessed with Sabrina the Teenage Witch, like next level. I feel like I didn't get into Boy Meets World until later in life. And then like early 2000s, obviously I loved Lizzie McGuire. I used to always refer to That's the Raven as being my favorite, but it was Lizzie McGuire. Like, Lizzie McGuire is just so good. That wasn't really a top 5. Somebody said if you could only keep one holiday decoration from childhood, what would it be? Easy answer. My mom passed down this little like ceramic pumpkin. It used to sit on, we had like this bar thing, and it would always sit there, and I loved it for some reason. I loved looking at it. It was like, Amy, you can't touch it because it's very breakable, but I have it, and it is like one of my favorite things in the world. So that is the answer. And then somebody else said if you could only decorate for one holiday, what would it be? And that is so hard, and I don't even know if I have the answer. You'd think it would be Halloween. I am obsessed with Halloween, you guys know that, but I love a Christmas tree. Like, few things in this world bring me as much joy as a Christmas tree. We have so many of them in this house now, so that's really, but Halloween decorations bring me so much joy. Like pumpkin, I don't know. I really don't know, you guys. I don't know. A lot of you have asked my thoughts on the Scandoval, you know, the Vanderpump Rules. I don't watch that show. I don't get it. Talk to my sister. My sister was beside herself when it came out. She's been beside herself ever since. I know nothing about it. Oh, this is a good story. What is your most random moment you have ever experienced with a celeb? I told this somewhere in life, but it's with Harry Styles, so buckle up. Me and my best friend Kevin were at a movie, and his friend texted that they were at a tattoo parlor and we should come visit. And so we did, because we were close, and Harry Styles was there. And it was at the, like, on Sunset, the Shamrock, I think that's what it's called, tattoo parlor. And nobody else was in there but us and Harry. And this was in, like, prime One Direction days. So we were excited. And he was so nice, so friendly. He just has this, like, I saw TikTok talking about how he hypnotizes women, but he just has this, like, really nice aura about him. He was just so incredibly nice. But the random moment, and we were talking the whole night, like he was, you know, we were in conversation or whatever. Maybe not me, I was probably pretty quiet, like, The random part is that he went to the bathroom and where I was seated was like right outside the bathroom. And he came out and my words to him were, well, that was quick. That's what I said to him. That is what I said. And he laughed at me and I laughed too. And what was so nice and cool is Kevin had tickets to go to the VMAs and he wasn't taking me or his other friend Jenna that we were there with. And me and Jenna were complaining that Kevin was not taking either of us to the VMAs. And Harry was like, oh, I can get you tickets. And he did. We had tickets left at will call by Harry Styles. Like he worked it out so that us two random strange girls could go to the VMAs. I had such a good time at the VMAs. It was the year that Rihanna performed and Justin Bieber performed, like, and One Direction performed. It was incredible. I had a great time. But that is definitely my most random run-in with a celeb. I feel like I could write a book about like the random encounters I've had with celebs in life. But that is my most cherished one. So I can't write a book anymore because I just gave it away. And so, a few people asked what was it like growing up with your dad on the radio. If you don't know, again, it's all in that FAQ video I need to upload. But I grew up in LA. My dad was part of a very popular, like the #1 morning radio show, which back in the 90s that meant something. So he was a local celeb. And back in their like heyday, they got the good celebrities on the show. My dad just released a book last year. I haven't actually finished it. But what I've heard so far is really good. But he like tells you the dirty stories, he name drops, like he's not hiding anything. So if you want to check that out, it's a very interesting book, regardless of it being my dad. I'm listening to it, of course. He has the audiobook, which is what I would recommend because he's a radio person. He has a lovely voice, but it's also just fun to hear him tell his own stories. I had a point to that. Oh, I can hear my son coming. We might have to pause. Hi. Ooh. Did you have lunch?
A baby.
A what? Did you have a yummy lunch?
A buzzer.
A candle? Oh, that's for your hair. Oh yeah, get some down there. All right, I'm gonna go put my son down for a nap and then I'll be back to finish chatting. Good job. Do you want some too? Beep, 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 beep. You filming a video? Okay, I'm back and with the surprise guest. But we're done with the makeup, so I can take that out. I do feel like I need a little more of this. But I thought, just quickly before we end the video, I just want to maybe like a fire rapid round, see what other questions we want to answer. There was just so many good ones. I'm not ready to leave it behind. Oh, bye. Just some quick ones. Haley or Selena? Selena. How I feel about the Beetlejuice reboot? This is not that quick. I actually am like hopeful for it. I'm usually not into reboots. I'm just like, I just want you to leave it alone. Like let perfection be perfection. But for some reason I'm hopeful for Beetlejuice just because everybody's back. Like I feel like Michael Keaton can't do me wrong. And they brought on Jenna Ortega, who I absolutely love. So I don't know. I'm excited but nervous. Somebody said easiest things you have grown, like fruit, veggies, flowers. I'm struggling with mine now, but I feel like parsley and basil are pretty easy to grow. I'm just having a slug problem. But like my citrus trees are pretty easy. You just gotta give them enough sun and enough water. And as far as veggies, I've had the most luck with tomatoes and peppers. This is a fun question. Somebody said if Bradley was a Food Network personality, what kind of show do you think he would have? I think it would be probably similar to like Bobby Flay, we love Bobby Flay. I personally find Bobby Flay very, very hot. But besides that, we love Bobby Flay in this house. And he has, I think it's like Backyard Barbecue with Bobby Flay, like that show that mostly takes place outside. And I feel like Bradley would, like, his show would definitely involve a lot of like smoking meats and barbecuing and all that. Somebody said if you could create a Disney attraction, which IP would it be and what would it look like? I feel, okay, I don't have an idea, but I feel like all the attractions now are based on movies, and I'm kind of like, I want something unique. Our favorite rides are all like unique ones, like Haunted Mansion, Pirates. I mean, I guess there's movies about them now, but when they were made, they, you know, like the Figment ride at Epcot. But if I needed one based on a movie, I'd probably go either Beauty and the Beast, which I know Tokyo has one, and oh my god, if you need to watch on YouTube like a ride through of it because it's wild. It was not there when I went to Tokyo Disney, but ooh, maybe someday we'll go back. Or Tangled. I love Tangled so much, so maybe one of those. Oh my god, I love this question. Somebody said, favorite Animal Crossing villager and which villager has the best house? My very favorite is Tia. She's an elephant and her head is the shape of a teapot, so Tia. So like her trunk is the spout. She is my very favorite, and she probably has my favorite house. Her house is very Anthropology. I gave her a really cute pink clawfoot bathtub to add to it. I always give her things made out of the gold roses, like she has a gold rose wreath and a crown and just some in her apartment. So I think she takes the cake for both for me. I also have Pietro, I think is his name. He's like the ram clown. His house is really cool too. During nap time, like I do take a little bit of chill time either on TikTok or like Animal Crossing, and I love it. It just soothes me. Somebody asked if we ever go to like the after park hours ticket events at Disneyland. We've never been to one. I totally can see us going in the future. They're just expensive, and like we have, sorry, my hair's driving me crazy. But yeah, we've never been, mostly just because it's expensive and we already pay for the annual pass, so we're like, we don't need to go to that. But we do love watching TikToks or YouTube videos of like the characters they bring out and all that kind of stuff. So I do see us going to one in the future, especially when Milo is like up for it and of age. Ooh, who are your childhood celebrity crushes? My very first celebrity crush ever, Zach Hansen. And I'm still a little bit upset I didn't marry him, but apparently he has like so many children, so it's probably good that I didn't, because I can't handle that many pregnancies. Loved him. I've met him several times, and it's actually a bit of a bummer that he didn't fall in love with me. Then after that, Jeremy Sumpter from the Peter Pan movie, like, whoa. I also liked the guy who, David Gallagher, I think was his name, the guy who played Simon on Seventh Heaven. I loved Seventh Heaven. Then Jesse McCartney, huge one. Oh my god, huge one. But then we eventually landed on Zac Efron, and you know, also met him several times and he didn't fall in love with me, so it's a bit of a bummer. Tom Holland might be like in a tie with Zac Efron these days. Somebody said, what got you interested in nail polish and did that inspire you to start your channel? Yes, it did. And what I remember, two things, and they were like kind of at the same time frame. Like I've always been into nail polish. Like as a kid, I loved painting my nails. Does anybody remember the Victoria's Secret nail polish? It had like a really pointy thing, whatever. Anyway, the first thing I remember was Emily Blunt and The Devil Wears Prada. So this was like 2007. Why did I literally didn't even have to think about that. I just knew that. Am I even right about that? 2006, so I was close. But Emily Blunt in that movie had like just beautiful like navy blue nails, like dark nails. And then the Pussycat Dolls, I was a huge fan of the Pussycat Dolls as like a dancer, and also just like loved their music, and specifically in the I Don't Need a Man music video, which is one of my favorite music videos ever. It's so good. But they all just have like really deep, rich tones, and I remember like immediately going online and I ordered like all of the, which was probably so expensive, but like most of the OPI Russia collection, I think it was, like vodka and caviar, Russian navy, like it had some really good dark colors, and that's kind of what started my obsession. I remember there was like a beauty store near my house and they had OPIs and I would go in there to snag them. I've never deleted them, so the videos are probably still up, but I had a different channel called OPI Babe. I also had a blog. Holler down below if that's why you're still here. I feel like a lot of you found me that way. I don't know, I don't remember why I eventually shifted. I think I took a break. I actually went through like a really bad breakup, and like in the midst of getting over that, I started my channel that it is now. But I don't remember why I didn't just go back to the other channel. I don't know. Maybe I just because I wanted to do more than just OPI. But yes, that is what inspired my channel. Book you would recommend, babe? You know I can't read. Taylor Swift, fave song of hers. Definitely Style, 1989. Style is so good, it like pisses me off. Like the song itself is great, like the melody, the rhythms, that whole thing. But just the whole concept of we never grow out of style. Like I love it. And the fact that it's about Harry Styles and his last name is Style. I can't, it gives me chills. Like, it is so good. Somebody said games you played as a kid. This is probably not what you meant, but my brain went to computer games. So many Barbie computer games. Barbie Magic Movie Maker, Barbie Magic Hairstyler. Don't even get me started. Barbie's Magic Dream House. Sometimes when, like, especially in pregnancy, when I was, sorry, my eye itches. When I was really low in pregnancy, my sister would come over and we would watch playthroughs on YouTube of somebody that could still play. I think my favorite computer game ever, though, was the Sabrina the Teenage Witch one. I'd give anything to have that, have the PC proper to play it, and I would give anything to play my way through that, because I remember at the time it was challenging. Like, there was things I could not fucking figure out, but I loved it. I mentioned earlier, I loved Sabrina the Teenage Witch. It's on Hulu if you want to rewatch it. It holds up. It is so good up until the last season. But yeah, mostly Barbie computer games. But I also kicked ass at Donkey Kong Country on Super Nintendo. I still can kick ass on that. Like, Bradley can beat me at most video games. I guarantee you he wouldn't beat me on that. So try me. I have a few questions just kind of around, like, what's your favorite part of motherhood? And I think, like, honestly, all of it. I freaking love it. But I think, like, and it's a cliche answer, but just like seeing everything through his eyes, watching him learn and grow and develop, and like just literally overnight he started saying so many words and he understands so many things, and it just is very cool to watch. The toddler season is, especially, we're at about, oh, what's the date? He's almost 23 months. He's gonna be 2 next year, or next month. But the toddler season we're in can be very difficult at times and, you know, tiring and exhausting, but it's also one of my favorites so far. Just like watching him learn and like seeing the world through his eyes. Like, going to Disneyland with him these days is so much fun. He loves to see the rides. We want to try to go to Disney World before he turns 3 and then he costs money to go. But I want to take him, and he just experiencing everything for him is so fun. He's such like a joyous and happy, playful, willing to try things kid. But okay guys, we'll end it there. That's the rest of the questions I can answer like quickly. Thank you for submitting all of your topics and questions. If I didn't get to yours, I'm so sorry. We'll do this again. This was so fun, and you guys were really good at coming up with random ass questions and topics, and I was really looking forward to this, and I had such a good time. So I hope you guys did too. Like I said, I'll have all the makeup I used linked down below if you're curious. This is how it turned out, by the way. You know, pretty standard, but pretty good. But yeah, I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a great day. I will see you soon with some more videos. And yeah, stay tuned. We are traveling soon. There will be like a packing prep vlog, and then I'll try to vlog while we're there. I think I'll vlog while we're there. I might just really fully get into vacation mode, but I'll vlog a little bit. So stay tuned for that. Subscribe if you haven't. I love you guys. I'll see you very soon in a new video, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.